we take house after house. All this area will be a Jewish neighborhood. We are not finished the job. We are going to the next neighborhood, and after that we will go more. Our dream that all East Jerusalem will be like West Jerusalem, Jewish capital of Israel. אני רואה בזה המשך של המפעל היהודי-ציוני, המשך שיבת ציון, זה הכל. זה בא על חשבון הערבים? כן, גם בג"ץ והכנסת בנויים על חשבון ערבים, וגם המדינה כאן הוקמה, כן, על חשבון חלק מהתושבים הערבים שגרו פה. וזהו.
After a bitter court decision last year, the Palestinian families in this house were evicted, and Jewish occupants moved in. The transfer of occupants was regarded as a triumph by religious Jews. Triumph by religious Jews. But an outrage by local Palestinians and Israeli peace activists. I asked him why he decided to move into this disputed house less than a year ago.
It was a dream. I had some sort of a dream when I was young. I wanted to do something that I felt was Zionist, and I'm a Jerusalem freak. I have to live in Jerusalem.
And does he think about the people who used to live here?
They had to leave the house. So it wasn't by choice, it was more by force. And therefore, the people that are living across the street now have the same problem. It's not only here, it's all 4 acres around us.
It's becoming a familiar scene in East Jerusalem. Jewish settlers taking over a Palestinian home and dumping the furniture in the garden. They've hired a private security firm to help them, and the Israeli police are standing guard. A Palestinian family built this home several years ago, but they were never allowed to move in. This is the settlers' strategy. House by house, family by family, they're trying to take over the neighborhood of Sheikh Jarrah. They're doing so with the full cooperation of the Israeli police and the Israeli courts. And it's a pattern that's repeating all over East Jerusalem. And here is one of the settler masterminds. He's often seen at house evictions and demolitions. How does it feel to make the Palestinians homeless? Here's the same man a few days ago at another Palestinian house in Sheikh Jarrah, and he's not above using a little violence.
God takes from whomever he wants and gives to whomever he wants. And he has given the land of Israel, all of it, to the Jewish people.
That's his opinion, but international law does not agree. The United Nations, the United States and the European Union have all called on Israel to stop the evictions and demolitions.
Bowing his head and reading a prayer book, 25-year-old Amiram Ben-Uliel did not look up as the verdict was read, guilty of 3 counts of racially motivated murder and the deaths of Reham and Saad Dawabsha and their 18-month-old toddler, Ali. In response to the killings, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu pledged zero tolerance for such violence, amid calls from critics for Israel to do more to crack down on Jewish extremists.
The Abu Rajab family is slowly but surely being forced from the cluster of apartment buildings which are their ancestral family home. Israeli settlers arrived on July 25th, broke into 3 of the apartments and moved in. Within hours, the army turned the site into a closed military zone, in effect providing protection to the settlers and restricting the Abu Rajab's access to their own home. The family say they've also been harassed by the settlers, including verbal abuse, rocks and sewage thrown at them.
Triumph by religious Jews.
The whole project of the State of Israel is a Jewish project. The State of Israel is the biggest Jewish organization. If you want to vote in the Jewish country, there's an easy way. Become a Jew. We have a way in, and then you can have an effect on this country if you so wish. But if you're another minority, then God bless you. You have a huge region. Allah loves you.
You are stealing my house. if I don't steal it, someone else is going to steal it.
No. So it's not a complex issue. That's the big thing. It's super simple. There's one group that has enormous power. It's the most powerful country in the Middle East. It's backed by the United States. It acts on another population of people with total impunity and is never held accountable for anything. So there's no symmetry in the relationship. Period.
It's because I'm Jewish. I condemn all what's being done supposedly in my name and supposedly in the name of my religion. The Jewish religion is being misused, sadly and embarrassingly, to justify all these crimes that are being committed against the Palestinian people.